Welcome to the commission meeting for Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. We actually have a special Pledge of Allegiance tonight. If the Girl Scouts would like to help lead the pledge, we are joined by Girl Scout Troop 71007 with troop leaders Sarah Leventhal, Amy Rankin, and Suzanne Lawrence. Would you girls like to help us lead the pledge today? Want to stand up here?
Yeah.
All right, we'll let you lead. Whenever you want to go ahead.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Do you want to grab? Yeah, do you want to come on up and get a picture with Commissioner Swagger Wilson here?
Come on, you guys. Come make me look good. Come on, Hillary. Come on. Come on. These are our future leaders, ladies and gentlemen.
Right? Oh.
Yeah, right.
What about right in the middle? Right in the middle.
Yeah, move on.
Commissioner Swagger Wilson. Commissioner Swagger Wilson, move in the middle.
We just did a tour of my district court office,
Yeah.
about the judicial branch earlier.
Yes.
Y'all got to try on my robe.
I'm more
Everybody look at this. One more.
We're just thinking about it.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, call to order, I guess. Roll call? Roll call. I was getting confused.
Thank you, Mr. President. Commissioner Flynn.
Present.
Commissioner Siegler. Here. Commissioner Silverman.
Here.
Commissioner Swagger Wilson.
Here.
Commissioner Grella.
Here. All right, Mr. McGill, please, the summary of discussion topics.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier tonight, the commission met in discussion session, and we received information and discussed the following items. We heard from our social services coordinator, Jackie Stilson, about some of the services she provides and the benefits to the community. We also received information about the proposed 2026 fee schedule and the budget amendments to the 2025 approved budget for revenues and expenses that were not anticipated as part of that approved budget. And then we heard about some possible amendments to our Chapter 7 Health and Safety of the Municipal Code. This is essentially our property maintenance code. More discussion to come on that in the upcoming meetings, so please stay tuned. And then we did have a chance to hear from updates on the activities of the various boards from their commission liaisons, and we talked about a few additional items as well. So again, if anybody missed that, I'd encourage you to go back and watch. Some good discussion occurred there. Prior to that meeting, we met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. Our next regular meeting of the commission will be held on Tuesday, November 11th. That meeting begins right here at 8 o'clock in this room. And here are the ways the public can participate, either in person. You don't need to pre-register, simply show up at the appropriate meeting time. And if you wish to speak during the meeting or during any of the public hearings, simply sign the sign-up sheet at the back of the room. Or you can participate remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register. Simply click the link located on the meeting agenda. And if you wish to speak during the citizens' comments or public hearing, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak.
Excellent, thank you very much. We will go over to Commission Vice President Jeff Siegler. Community highlights.
Thank you, Mr. President. The 2026 Manager's Recommended Budget Bill will be released to the public this Friday, October 31st. It will be available online at mountlebanon.org and also available to view in the Municipal Building and Public Library. The budget review sessions will be November 6th, November 10th, and November 12th, and November 13th at 6 p.m. in Room C in this building and on Zoom. Public hearings will be on November 11th and December 9th at 8 p.m. in this room. The budget adoption is set for Tuesday, December 9th at 8 p.m. in this room. All Zoom links will be available on our website and on the calendar at the bottom of the homepage and each agenda. The public can comment during the public hearings, but not at the review sessions. We look forward to hearing from you as we embark on this important process. The general election is Tuesday, November 4th, and polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. To find out your polling place, go to mountlebanon.org/vote. Join us to honor our veterans on Tuesday, November 11th at 4 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial near the Recreation Center off Cedar Boulevard. Keynote speaker will be Navy SEAL Brian Lawfridge, and the MC will be Commission President Greg Grella. Finally, October's National Community Planning Month. We'd like to send a shout out to our municipal planner, Ian McMeans, and our assistant planner, Greg Wharton, for the hard work they do with developers, residents, and appointed and elected officials. Planners work to improve the well-being of all people living in our communities by leveraging professional expertise, data-driven insights, and a long-term comprehensive vision for the future. This approach leads to safer, more resilient, more equitable, and more prosperous communities. Thank you.
We have one more announcement that we'd like to make in case you've missed it. The Mount Lebanon Library was named the Library of the Year today. So congratulations for the whole state. Yeah, for the whole state. First library in Allegheny County ever named as the Library of the Year. Very cool. We want to thank the staff of the library, led very well by our own Robin Vidic, who's done a great job. So a round of applause, right? Picture, do you want to do the picture after? You want to do it right now? Or you want to do it after? Do it right now? All right, come on, then you have to all have to come down here then.
I was in the one at the library today, so do I need to be in this one?
Yes, you do.
Ron, you're front center. Some over here on this side. Congratulations.
I know, lots of pictures. Picture day. We don't get retakes either, really, you know.
Darn it. I did. The driver's license center.
That's right. We're school pictures, they can do retakes.
All right, on to Junior Commissioner, Paige Stocks.
Before I start talking about what's going on at the high school, I just want to say I think it's super awesome that the Girl Scouts are here today. I remember when I was in Girl Scouts, we did stuff to serve the community, but it was more like who can sell the most cookies, and because if you sold this amount, you get a brand new scooter or whatever. But I think it's super awesome that you guys chose to be here and lead the pledge. I know it can be pretty scary to stand in front of a crowd like this, but I think it's also very important that young girls like you are involved in the community, because women are the future, and it's very important that we are represented in a local government level, but also nationally as well. So I think it is really awesome that you guys are here tonight. In turn for the high school, it's been pretty slow lately, but I was talking to one of my teachers, and she said it's better than having a lot of bad things happening to talk about. So I'll think of it like that. This past week was homecoming, and I will say this year was pretty good. I actually had a pretty good time, and I remember Mount Lebanon dances, people are hesitant to go. They think, it's gonna be boring, but I thought it was pretty good. The students received it well also. I know my friends, we had good times, and yeah, just talking to the student body in general, I think that it was very well received, which is awesome, considering it was my last homecoming, which is a little bittersweet. Fall sports are coming to an end, so in the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're gonna be transitioning from the fall sports to the winter sports. Also congratulations to cross country. I think there were 3 individuals who qualified for the state tournament. So after that is over, it'll officially be winter sports season, which of course, as a wrestler, I'm very excited about because I'm really looking forward to this year. Of course, this weekend, it's a 4-day weekend, and I think it's pretty cool that Halloween's on a Friday. You know, you have to wait 7 years for a Halloween to be on a Friday. And it just so happens, this year it's on a Friday, so.
And it's not gonna rain.
And it's not gonna rain, and I hope it's not cold, because trick-or-treating in 30-degree raining weather is not good. I still have flashbacks from 2nd grade. That was very terrible. But, yeah, I think Halloween this year, especially being on a Friday, it's gonna be fun. You can stay out later. It's not like you have to wake up early for school the next morning. I know you girls are probably excited. I wish I was excited, but I don't trick or treat anymore because I'm almost 18 years old, and I don't think that's socially acceptable to go out trick or treating with little kids.
I'll give you candy.
I have big candy bars.
Would rather we be giving you candy than you guys out partying, so.
I think we should be trick or treating instead of doing other things that
Agreed.
maybe
Yeah.
aren't good for us.
For the magistrate, is anything other than Girl Scout?
With the 4-day weekend, we have the election on Tuesday, and I think Mount Lebanon does an interesting thing. They promote working the election to the students. I know in the primary election at the beginning of the year, I was a worker at, I forget what school, I think it was Commissioner Swagger Wilson. I think it was
You at Foster?
your, yes,
Yeah.
your ward, because I remember you came in. That's the only reason I remember where I was, but, yeah, so I think it's a really great opportunity for students to get involved with their community and to sort of see how the election process works. I know when I did it last year, it's long, but it's a really great experience. You get to talk with a lot of interesting people. I know the people who I was working with, we had some really interesting, thoughtful conversations. And I remember Commissioner Grella, you also came to check it out. And I think, everyone who works there is very serious and actually really enjoys what they do. And I think that if students can get involved, it can create a big difference. That's about all I have. I do want to add, though, today I had a brief meeting regarding traffic safety within the parking lot of the school, which is something that I have talked about at previous meetings. So hopefully in the future, I can make some improvements and make some progress with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you brought up the election. I meant to mention that at the end of discussion, but we have a much bigger, more vast audience at the commission meeting, so it's a good time to mention that here, Tuesday. Yeah, thank you. Go vote, go vote. If you haven't done the mail voting already, go to your polling place, and we have local commissioners on the ballot. We have county commissioners, county council members on the ballot. And we have, yes, thank you. Judges, thank you. School directors, that's right. Yeah, there's a lot on the ballot. So please go vote. Thank you. Yeah, great. All right, thank you, Junior Commissioner Page. Docs, over to citizens' comments. Let's do in the room first. We have 2 people. We may have snatched this early. Is there anyone out there who did not sign this sheet who wants to comment publicly? All right, let's go to Colonel Hoon. You're up. Come on down.
A member of the audience told me that the next meeting, oh, you want to start already? Wonderful. Told me that the next meeting is scheduled for Veterans Day. Is that correct?
Is it on Veterans Day?
Yes, it is. It's on the second Tuesday.
You realize that's a national holiday. I don't know if there are any other veterans in this room, but I'm a veteran.
My husband's a veteran.
Well, is he in this room, ma'am?
No, but
Okay, well,
I
I was,
consider myself partially that, too.
well, absolutely, absolutely. So you're going to continue the meeting on Veterans Day?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue. At the last meeting, our manager, Mr. McGill, mentioned that there were meetings held involving educational activities on deer here in the township. And actually, I'm glad you brought that up because there were meetings here, Bethel Park, Shaler, Scott, and people from my group or myself, and sometimes myself and other people from our group have attended all those meetings in the area, every one of them. And that's where we learned at the meeting over at the library that with your expert, by the way, the deer can grow to 2,000 pounds. You're expert. Now, there's never been a commissioner attend any of these meetings or our managers, except Dan Miller stuck his head in over at the library for about 10 minutes and then left. He wasn't there when that commissioner made that claim. Do you realize a 2,000-pound deer would be bigger than a rhinoceros? We are bigger than deer. The average deer is smaller than us. Mr. Flynn would be a very big deer, and it'd definitely be a buck. Our chief of police would be a huge deer. They just do not come that size. So, and
I've always thought that as well. He makes a huge deer.
so, 2,000-pound deer, that's marvelous, but once again, that's in the fantasy of you folks in Mount Lebanon. It's pure fantasy. Let's see here. A big thing associated with this is that one of the kill team leaders, Craig B. Swoopy, had our township manager approach the manager of Castle Shannon because he and his boys had noticed that a lot of deer come up from Castle Shannon. And he told the commission, no way you're going to control these deer in any way, shape, or form unless we get permission to go down into Castle Shannon and kill their deer. Well, we got the response that we expected. People in Castle Shannon were totally disinterested in having kill teams from Mount Lebanon approach their community, doing anything in their community. They wanted to protect their citizens. They wanted to keep their people safe. Mount Lebanon doesn't really care about that. It's interesting dynamic. Let's see here. Well, every year, there are one or two hunters. I was in the military 24 years, and hunters are they're little boys and girls running around the woods with lethal weapons, trying to be big people. They're not hunters. I worked with hunters in Afghanistan and Bosnia. The people that went out and actually hunted people. That's the only form of game that's worthwhile. That's it. So here we are. We're going to have another meeting on Veterans Day. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill Mahoon. Kyle Stott.
Kyle Stott, 307 Oak Forest Drive. It's kind of abuts Twin Hills Park. And I've addressed this commission once or twice before and would like to be known as an advocate for our outdoor spaces in the community. I spoke about noise in the community. Just was recently introduced to the Colonel here, and while we agree that advocating for outdoor spaces is important, we disagree on the issue of the deer management. I am appreciative of what the commission's done in terms of deer management in the neighborhood, and I had an opportunity to share with the colonel some videos in my backyard of some 10-point buck, probably bigger than our chief.
We're gonna need to put them side by side.
Exactly. Sorry, Chief. So tonight, I wanted to, since it's budget season and I'm getting to know some of this process, I took a look at what I could in the budget and tried to understand what I could about the budget. One of the outdoor spaces that I'm particularly fond of is the golf course. Lifelong golfer, found it to be a great family activity, and spent my life with family and friends at the golf course. I now run a league on Wednesday night. Anybody here that would like to play golf on Wednesday night at 4 o'clock, I run a league that's for the community and really open to anybody in the community. So welcome to come out and enjoy our facilities together. It's a lot of fun with a lot of community people. So I would like to have that be kind of my primary point of focus, is being an advocate for our golf course. And when I took a look at the budget, I think it reflects what a lot of golfers feel is a lack of care from the community for the course. The overall budget, I think, for this year was around $650,000. That, with just a little bit of research, I think you'll find is a bare bones budget for a 9-hole operation. I took a look at Cranberry Highlands in comparison. Now, that's a different facility. It's an 18-hole course. They also have banquet facilities, but their annual budget is over $6 million for that course. And they're also running a profit. And I was concerned to see that our golf course is actually running a deficit this year. And I think for what's approximately 1% of the overall general fund, to be running a deficit, to actually be a drain on the general fund, seems to be something that we should think about doing better. That golf course takes a lot of grief as being under-maintained and not really worth much. But if you play it regularly like I do, and if you're a lifelong golfer, it's got some real charm to it. And I would like to thank the management of the Parks Department for actually putting improvements into the playability of the course this year's budget. So adding women's tees. My daughter's a varsity golfer, and there was a lot of complaints from girls and women that the forward tees we're on slope sides, we're not really real tee boxes, right? They weren't real playing surface. So anything that goes into the playability of that course and improving the playability of the course, I think you'll find a lot of support from the people that use that resource. So I was happy to see that in the budget for this year. What disappointed me was the budget actually for next year, 2027. There's a fence that runs along the 4th hole that borders, I think it's some public land. I think maybe there were some speakers on last time. It's lined by some giant trees, some giant evergreen trees. And those trees over the years have come down and fallen down. And that's another thing we don't take care of on the course, is like dead and dying trees. So now this fence, it's a chain link fence, and it's broken in many places. It protects golfers from going into the hillside. I was actually going to show you some shag balls that I got off the course, and not to show you what I found, but to show you that you don't want guys like me walking down on the hillside. And it's treacherous terrain. It's broken chain link fence. It's been broken for years. And now to see that it's actually off into future fiscal periods to be repaired as a capital improvement really struck me as something that wasn't quite right. I think we should really look at operating that golf course in a way that it can fund its own maintenance, at least. And so not everything that needs to come down of the capital improvements fund. So thanks for your time tonight.
Let me ask a question. I'm just curious, kind of your perspective. Yeah, the way that conceptually we generate funds to pay for the golf course is either through general taxes or through fees.
Right.
Would you advocate for one over the other? And because I'm not a golfer, so I don't really have a sense of price point or anything like that. But if you were to say, we want a great golf course, right, with all the amenities, do we raise rates on golfers to do that, or do we?
Do you think we have options? And thank you for the question. I do think we have options. Our rate structure, especially for walkers, is extremely low. It's $16 to walk that course. Now, if you think, comparatively to tennis court, if I was to rent a tennis court for 2 hours, the typical time that a golf round would take, that would cost me $60 to rent tennis courts, under the bubble for 2 hours. If I want to go walk on Mount Lebanon's golf course, it's $16 to give you. And I don't think you can find a comparable rate structure anywhere in Allegheny County. Now, riding is a little bit more expensive. I think it's $36. But I think fee structures are one way that we could look at it. I also think there's other revenue options out there in terms of like clinics and programming for the community. There's a private instructor out there that does private lessons, but there's very little in the way of programming as far as like, again, in comparison to the tennis courts, right? I can go and get group lessons on a Saturday, and I'm paying $150 a quarter to go out there once a week for 16 weeks. And I'm there with, I don't know, I won't even get into the comparison with tennis, but there's very little in terms of community programming for bringing new folks in, either juniors or people that want to learn the game. And it's an excellent facility, an excellent place to learn the game. I'll give you one other example. I think tee times right now are planned at 15 minutes apart. That would be on the extreme low end of density in terms of in terms of loading up a course. The minimum tee times would be about 7 minutes between tee times. Now that gets uncomfortably crowded at that time, but just to show you that there's opportunities to drive revenue out there, so.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there anybody else in the room for public comment? No? Anyone? Girl Scouts? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the
Hi,
great.
guys. Thanks for coming. Up somebody's jacket. Sure.
Ew.
Why is that constable here?
Yeah. Do we have online commenters? Nope. Nothing. Right. Close out. Last chance, last chance. I think it's all staff. All right. All right. Item number 4, Commissioner Silverman, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of the minutes from the regular meeting held October 14th, 2025. I move to approve the minutes.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Silverman. Commissioner Swager Wilson, item number 5, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the introduction of ordinance bill number 4-25, amending the 2025 budget for revenue and expenditures not anticipated in the 2025 budget. The following adjustments are proposed. They're on my right and on your left.
And on the screen.
And on the screen up there, yep, they're all over the place. So this is something that we do every year. Our budget is a living document at the municipality, and as revenues come in, sometimes they're unanticipated. We add them in, we amend our budget, and then same thing with expenditures. So I am introducing ordinance bill number 4-25.
Wilson will set the public hearing for November 11, 2025. And go to Commissioner Flynn for item number 6, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Resolution R-10-25 to adopt initiatives to be recognized as a bird town through the Birdtown PA program. The municipality wishes to commit to ecological initiatives, and by doing so will be recognized as a Birdtown, Pennsylvania community. The Commission of Mount Lebanon, Pennsylvania hereby authorizes the Mount Lebanon Nature Conservancy to serve as a partner for the Birdtown, Pennsylvania process. Mr. President, I move to enact Resolution R-10-25.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? I feel like we need a song. Anyway, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Flynn. Commissioner Siegler, item number 7, please.
Mr. President, authorization of the 2026 flow monitoring program for compliance with the Phase 2 consent order and final reporting of Allegheny County Sanitary Authority Green Revitalization of Our Waterways Grant Project. The Allegheny County Sanitary Authority Green Revitalization of Our Waterways Grant Project identifies as grow cycles 8 to 10 are nearing construction completion. in order to quantify source flow reduction from these projects and to qualify for reimbursement through the Alcoasand Grove Grant Program, post-construction flow monitors will need to be installed for 6 months. Flow monitors will also need to be installed to verify compliance with the Phase 2 consent order. To ensure full regulatory compliance and to support reimbursement eligibility under the Grove program, the municipal engineer recommends planning for a 6-month flow monitoring program at up to 9 sites. Based on an estimated cost of $1,500 to $2,000 per site per month, the total potential expenditure is projected to range between $81,000 and $108,000. Mr. President, I move to approve authorization of the 2026 flow monitoring program for an amount not to exceed $108,000 for 6 months of monitoring at up to 9 locations as required for compliance with the Phase 2 consent order in the Allegheny County Sanitary Authority Green Revitalization of Our Waterways Grant Program.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? I'll make one quick one. Our engineers did a presentation last meeting, the discussion session where we went into detail about the backflow preventers. We talked about flow monitoring and other questions about the grants, how much money the municipality has received over the years in grants, which it's measured, I believe, in 7 figures. It's a lot of money. So if you want to learn more about this particular item, you can see that in the previous meeting notes and the previous discussion session. Anything else? Comments? Questions? Great. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner Silverman, item number 8, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of the expenditure list for September totaling $7,477,733.46. I move to approve the expenditure list for September totaling $7,477,733.46.
Second.
All in favor? Whoa. Oh, you have a question or a comment?
I have a statement to make, that my daughter is an employee of Gateway Engineers, and therefore abstaining from voting on tonight's expenditure list. I'm also requesting this memo be filed with the minutes of tonight's meeting.
They will be.
Thank you.
All right, good. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Commissioner Silverman. Commissioner Swager Wilson, item number 9, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to I ask that the departmental reports be received and filed.
And they shall be. We are adjourned.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It fits on so many.